I wasted $44,000 this year on things that I could have completely avoided, and I could have turned that money into millions of dollars if I made the right decisions. And in this video, I'm going to be going through my 5 biggest financial mistakes I made this year when it comes to investing my money, what I learned from it, and how you can avoid all of these mistakes by just implementing one simple thing that could have saved me tens of thousands of dollars, and if I used that money correctly, made me millions and could make you millions of dollars. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Jordan Ross. I'm the founder of 8-Figure Agency. We're a growth consultancy and portfolio that helps agencies scale through a bunch of different services. Now, to dive right in, when it comes to investing your business dollars, this is a very delicate situation for most companies. You don't have $44,000 just to light on fire like I did, where I got pretty much zero value from every single decision I'm about to share with you. So you need to listen up so you don't do the same thing. Across 5 different vendors this year, I paid a lump sum between all of them of $44,000. And I'm going to start with the smallest investment all the way up to the biggest investment and what I could have done differently. The first smallest investment that I made a dumb mistake was investing $6,000 in an unproven freelancer. Now, this freelancer was a Russell Brunson perfect webinar expert. I had vetted them. I was actually impressed by all their knowledge. But I went to this person because I didn't want to spend $20,000 on a funnel when I thought it would actually be more cost effective and quicker just to use the freelancer to give me a script. What I didn't expect was the lack of communication, the lack of account management, the lack of strategy, the sheer overwhelm that this person put on me because there were so many things and it was not clearly organized. And before I knew it, this person had been investing 10 hours a day and I was so confused. I was left so overwhelmed. And then I was told to record a 2-hour webinar in which I wasn't even sold they would actually work. The biggest thing here was obviously don't hire someone if they're not proven. But more than that, like I could have just told this person because they were paid hourly to put a cap in their hours. They overinvested so much time and then started plugging that into Upwork. Big waste. Number 2 was my CPA. My CPA that did my taxes in 2022 and 2023 used to work for the IRS. I had trusted him blindly because he was referred to me by my lawyer. And what I learned is he did my taxes wrong in 2022 and 2023. And here's why. My books were not correct in 2022 or 2023 because I didn't have the right bookkeeper. And this was only discovered because my business I launched at the very tail end, the very beginning of 2024 was a bookkeeping firm. And I brought in a forensic accountant, a CPA, my friend Ben, and he reviewed my financials from the last 2 years and told me your books are they're wrong. They're not right. And when he audited my taxes, he told me your taxes are wrong too. And when we asked my accountant what happened, he said, I just blindly trust that my clients do their books correctly. So he didn't even audit and he signed his name off. Now, the crazy thing is about this whole situation, we found out that my taxes are wrong, but the IRS found out faster and they fined me. They fined me $6,000. So I lost $6,000 and then I had to spend a lot of time redoing this and redoing my books and spending more money on my books because this guy just didn't audit it. And I also hired the wrong bookkeeper, which was an offshore bookkeeper. Don't go offshore. What I've learned by owning a bookkeeping firm through my forensic accountant CPA partner is that about 40 to 45% of all books are wrong. And most accountants won't even audit your financial and your books. They'll just write your taxes off based on what is said in your financial statements because most accountants are over capacity. According to one of our new CPAs on our accounting team, told me that most accounting firms are at about 150% capacity because everyone needs taxes and everyone needs books done. And what ends up happening is they delegate it to people that don't actually know what they're doing and things get done wrong. So this is part of the reason why I started an accounting firm because I was getting screwed over and I got screwed over 2 more times this year at the time of this recording. Number 3 was a lawyer. I spent over $10,000 on contracts this year. It came out to roughly $11,000 because I tried to do Alex Hormozi's portfolio model. So if you don't know Alex Hormozi, before he invested in school, he was going to businesses and saying, hey, if you're open for it, I'll grow your business and you're going to give me a percentage of the upside. So I'm going to grow it. You're going to give me 50% of the upside and you're going to give me equity in the upside. And that's how he grew his portfolio to $100 million. So they didn't actually have to deploy any capital. They didn't have to do anything, but they did have to pay for lawyers. I did the same thing. But there were 3 different mistakes within this decision that led to me wasting $11,000, $10,000 on legal fees for businesses that we didn't even end up working in a partnership with them for 6 months. The first 2 businesses we ended up working with, serendipitously, had incorrect financials. So we built plans around their finances that were completely wrong. One founder didn't disclose that he had $20,000 of debt that he pays off every month to us. And when we had a month of about $20,000 of profit, he told us that he didn't make any money because he had to pay off that debt. And we didn't know that. So number one, my big mistake there was the person that I had assigned to review their finances of both of these businesses didn't do deep diligence. And number two, the finances were actually wrong, which is this mistake was actually the breaking point of me starting a bookkeeping firm. And the other company also had incorrect books. When we kept asking for his books, the financials looked great. We had a lot of cash on hand. We were really positive in cash flow. But what ended up happening, we were a month-to-month service and we were changing to subscription service. But my partner and I thought we had a longer runway based on what the financials stated to us. And there was a month where the CAC went up 2x, the appointments went down like 2 to 3x, and we just ran out of money because what I saw in the financial statements was not actually true. And my partner was the wrong partner for this deal. And that bookkeeping firm also screwed us over again. I've gotten screwed over by multiple bookkeeping firms. So those were two decisions that led to $5,000 lost in contracts that we had to draw up. Number three in this world was I just made a decision with a person that I thought was a good fit for us, and they just weren't. We could have avoided legal fees by doing what I call professional dating. We could have done a trial period for 3 to 6 months where I worked directly with them, no contracts, very informal, instead of just working based on the word of mouth from one of my consultants that said, hey, this is a great person, you should work with him, and we should partner. That wasn't the case, and I didn't vet them because I trusted my consultant. And number four in this world was we spent months building up a contract. I built a contract that cost me about $3,000, and that got completely thrown out the window by someone else who said, I'm going to have my lawyers do it. So we wasted about $10,000, $11,000 in legal fees. I didn't have to spend any of that money because 3 of the deals didn't end up working. And one of the deals, the other guy's lawyers actually did it for us. This all could have been avoided, and I'm going to tell you how if you stick around to the end. Number four, the second biggest loss that I made financially was $10,000 in which I invested into someone to build me a custom portal. Now, I hired a friend who has a big personal brand. This guy is massive in the no-code space. You probably have seen his stuff. He's a friend of mine. He used to be a client of mine, and he does no-code and he does a lot of AI development. And because he's my friend and because I know he's a good founder, or at least I thought he was a good founder, I just blindly hired him. He told me that we were going to have a 90-day period in which they would build us a custom portal that would be client-facing. We can manage our clients, we can manage our capacity, we can manage our onboarding and onboarding forms. Everything would be done in our portal, and it would cost $20,000. Well, we invested $10,000, and after 8 months, we still did not have a functioning product. And the reason for that is because this guy's COO, who was supposed to build our portal for us, just sucked. He was bad. He was not good whatsoever. And that could have been avoided by the same exact reason that could have all been avoided for all these things. And stick around to the end. I'm going to tell you what that reason is. And the final decision is I hired a JD and CPA, someone who is an amazing YouTube personality. She has a pretty big following on YouTube where she basically debunks a lot of different accounts and accounting principles. And she debunks so much that I immediately trusted her, and I needed a tax strategy. So for my tax strategy, because I now have a holding company where I own a lot of businesses, I told her, I need you to fix my holding company. I need you to tell me what to do. And she spent 2 months. She took $12,000 and she came back and said, you shouldn't do a holding company. I lost my and I couldn't believe it. How can you waste 2 months of my time to come back after 2 months and tell me I shouldn't be doing this when I'm already doing this? And the big thing here is all of these people are vendors. All of these people are people that I hired that didn't do the job well, that made mistakes, that wasted my time and wasted my money. And the biggest thing I learned is I am not a great judge of character for vendors. I'm a pretty bad judge of character for vendors, actually, when it comes to testing out for the first time. So when it comes to hiring for my own business and vetting vendors, I now vet all vendors through my COO. We put every single vendor through an audit through my company. Every vendor that we work with, my COO has reviewed each one of them, and we actually ended up finding another person that we wasted $5,000 on. So we actually fired that person. So now it was $44,000 in total, $49,000 in total. And if you are like me and you don't make great decisions on vendors, you should have someone come into the conversation with you to help you make the right decision, like my COO does for me. And most importantly, you can come to us because we have fractional COOs that are 8-figure executives that are proven. My COO, who used to run a $20 million company, hired them for us and for my business. And that is exactly what we can do for you. Now, in addition to that, my financial services firm and my accounting firm has trusted accountants and CPAs and bookkeepers because I have gotten screwed over so many times by so many bookkeepers and so many CPAs. I got so fed up. I'm the only person I can trust when it comes to this. So those are my biggest mistakes. Don't do the same thing. And you can save about $50,000 $4,000 if you just follow all these steps by having someone help you make the right vendor decisions. If this video added value to you, make sure you like and subscribe and check out the video below where we could help you grow your business. Thank you.